Hello everyone, welcome back to my English class. I am Jyoti Singh and today I am going to recite a wonderful poem from the standard 5th book Marigold Unit 8, poem first, Nobody's Friend. And in this poem we will learn that sharing is a good thing. Some of the children like to share their things, but some children don't like these. They delight to tease other boys and girls, and this story is based on teasing and sharing. What kind of a boy or girl you are, we will learn in this poem. So let's start this poem. Unit 8, Nobody's Friend. Do you like making friends? What kind of a boy or girl you are? Do you like making friends? Do you like to share your things with others? Or you are a boy or a girl who likes to share their things? Do you think there is any child who has no friends? And do you think that there is any child who has no friends? So let's start it. Read on. There is a girl in this picture, as you can see that she had some sweets that she wouldn't share. She had a book that she wouldn't lend. She wouldn't let anyone play with her doll. She's nobody's friend. In this poem, in the first stanza of this poem, we can see a girl who has so many things. She has sweets, but she doesn't like to share. And she had a book too, but she wouldn't to lend. And she would not let anyone play. And she don't like to play with anyone, with her doll. She is nobody's friend, and that girl is nobody's friend because she doesn't like to share. If she doesn't like to share anything, so who will become his friend, her friend? There is another boy who had some toffee and he ate every bit. He had a treacle. He wouldn't lend. He never let anyone play with his train. He is nobody's friend. In this picture, you can see there is a boy who have toffee and tricycle, and he doesn't like to play with anyone. So he is not a friend of anyone. So you are a kind of that boy who doesn't like to share his things. I hope you are not a boy or a girl who doesn't like to share his things. But I will share all of my sweets with you, my ball and my books and my games I will lend. Here is half my apple and half my cake. I am your friend, a person or a girl. She is the friend of anyone. Because that girl share her sweets and he share her ball and books with others, and he play with other boys and girls, and he also share her apple and the cake. So that's why she is the friend. And this poem is written by Anich Belliton. I hope you understand this poem. This poem is basically on sharing and caring. If you share your things to anyone, it means you will become a friend of anyone. But if you don't like to share your things, then you will not become a friend of anyone. Now it's question time. Reading is fun. Question number first. What are the things the girl doesn't want to share? In this poem, we learn that the girl who speaks in the first stanza doesn't like to share her sweets and book, and she don't want to play with anyone with her doll. Did the boy share his toffee and tricycle with others? No, the boy didn't share his toffee and tricycle with others. Question number 3. Why are the two children nobody's friends? Why? Because they don't want to share their things to anyone. They don't want to play with anyone. And that is why both the boy and girl, nobody's friend. Question number 4. What does the child in the last stanza want to share? What are the things that the child want to share in the last stanza? In the last stanza, the child wanted to share sweets, ball and books, and also play with games, and also share apple and cake. Let's talk. Do you like to share your favorite food or toys with others, and why? Yes, I like to share my favorite food and toys with others because I want to be anyone's friend. Who is your best friend? Can you describe him or her? This is up to you. Name your best friend and describe him or her. Question number 3. Suppose you and your friends were very thirsty and there was only one glass of water. What would you do? If you are a good friend, then you have to share all the things. And you should give up the one glass of water to your friends. Question number 4. If you had a bat, could you play cricket by yourself? Is it possible? No, it doesn't good. It doesn't feel happy, pleasurable. Question number 2. Can you write the opposite of land? Hint is given here. The words start with B and end with W. It means the opposite word of land is borrow. Question number 2. Nobody. And we have to write the opposite of this word. And this word is start with S and finished with Y. So answer is somebody. What are no words? Question number 1. Several words mean no. The word never is one. It means at no time or not ever. Here are some other words. No others, so read them. Nobody, no. Nowhere, no one. None, nothing. Question number 2. Read the given sentences and underline the no word in each. Question number 1. Nobody is at home. The word nobody is the no word because before body there is an o, no. It means the nobody is nobody. Question number 2. Ram has no book. The word no. We have to underline on no. Question number 3. Can no one help him? The word no. Underline it. Question number 4. Was Gopal nowhere around? The word nowhere. We have to underline it. Question number 5. None of the two boys came. In this question, we underline the word none. N-O-N-E, none. Because this is also a no word. Question number 6. There is nothing to do. The word nothing. Question number 7. I have no coat. Answer is no. Say aloud. Question number 8. Radha is never late. So we underline the word never. And here are some words we have to speak aloud. Nobody, everybody, somebody. Cycle, bicycle, tricycle. Share, care, stare. Hair, pair, stare. These are rhyming words. For example, nobody, everybody and somebody. All the words ends with birdie. Same sounds in the last. For example, cycle, bicycle, tricycle. Share, care, stare. In the last endings we can hear air, air, air. In the last, hair, pair, stare. Same sounds in the endings of the words. And we have to rhyme with train. Train, crane, brain. These are the rhyming of train. So next, let's try it. Here is a short story. Here is a story. We should read. Once a lion lay fast asleep in the Ranthambore forest of Rajasthan. Ranthambore is the forest of Rajasthan which is very famous where we can see lion. And once upon a time there was a lion who fell asleep in the forest. Some mice were playing hide and seek near him. And where the lion was sleeping, there are some mice. Those were playing hide and seek game. one mouse got trapped under the lion's paw. But one lion got trapped under the lion's paw. The lion woke up, laughed loudly and let the mouse go. But the lion wake up and he laughed and then he let the mouse go. After some days the mouse heard the lion's roar, and after some days the mouse heard the lion's roar. He saw that the lion lay in great pain as he was tied with many ropes. When the mouse heard the voice of the lion's roar, he saw that the lion was in a great pain because he was tied with many ropes. The mouse used his sharp teeth and cut the rope. And then the mouse, who has sharp teeth, the mouse cut the rope and free the lion. And after then that, you are a true friend, said the lion. After then that, the lion said that you are a good friend. Who said these words? The lion said these words to mice, because the mouse helped him. From Austin's Fables. A friend in need is a friend indeed. What does this mean? Friends in trouble, or only a good friend will be with this when we are in trouble? We should be there for friends in trouble, but only the good friend will be with us when we are in trouble. This is the moral of this story. Let's continue this unit with the chapter The Little Bully. Bully means a behavior of a person who hurt or frightens someone smaller or less powerful. So this story is basically of a boy, Hari. Hari is a boy who always enjoy to tease his classmates. So let's start this story. Why he enjoy teasing and what happens in the story that he felt that teasing is not a good thing. So, do you know of any child who teases others or pushes them around? So, do you know anyone who teases others and enjoy it? What would you call such a child? And that type of a child, what will you call? What would you like to call? Read this story and see how Hari, a little boy, troubles other children. So in this story, we will learn about Hari, who is a little boy, but he always makes troubles to other children. So let's start this story. Once upon a time, not so very long ago, there was a small boy called Hari. This is the story of a boy whose name is Hari. And once upon a time, although he wasn't very big, he was strong and he loved to tease all the boys and girls who went to school with him. He was not a big boy, but he was strong and he always loved to tease all the boys and girls who went to school with him. What he loved to do most was to pinch. What was the lovely thing of him? He always loved to pinch all his classmates and his schoolmates. What does means pinch? Pinch means squeeze or grip with your fingers. He could make a big bruise appear in half a second, and when he pinched someone, it make a big mark appear on his skin. And bruise means an injury appearing as an area of discolored skin on the body caused by a blow. Another trick he played was pricking people with a pin. And another trick that he used, it was pricking people with a pin. He make a hole with the help of a pin. So in this first paragraph, we learn that Hari is a bad boy who always try to tease all the schoolmates, and he loves to pinch and pricking with a pin to his schoolmates. So next, so you can guess how all children hated him. So that is the reason that all the children hated Hari. They tried pinching him back, but that was no good because he could always pinch harder. And all the children wanted to pinch back, but they don't do because Hari, after that, he pinched harder than the previous. They didn't like telling their teacher because that was telling tales, and there was no benefit to telling their teachers because Hari made telling tales in front of the teacher and he escaped. It so happened that the class went off for a picnic to the seaside for a whole day, and one day all the children went to a picnic to the seaside. All the children were most excited on that day when they went to the picnic of seaside. They were too much excited. On that day, the sun shone bright and all the children were wild with excitement. And that day, all the children were wild with excitement. They were very happy because the day was fine. Sun was shining. It was bright day for a good picnic. They crowded into the train and sat down. But nobody wanted to sit next to Hari because he always pinched. There was a crowd in the train, but nobody wanted to sit next to Hari because Hari always pinched. When they arrived at the seaside, out jumped all the children with a shout of joy. When they arrived at the seaside, in the excitement, they shout and enjoy and they jumped down to the sands. They raced hand in hand, but nobody took Hari's hand. Nobody went near him. Most of the boys and girls hand in hand raced, but nobody took Hari's hand because Hari always loves to tease and nobody want to come near. Hari was angry. And then Hari became angry. He went to a sandy corner near a rocky pool and sat down by himself. And after that, Hari went to a sandy corner near the rocky pool and sat down alone. He took out his lunch and looked at it. And then he took out his lunchbox and then looked at it. It was a good lunch. His lunch was very good, very tasty. There were 2 hard-boiled eggs, 6 jam sandwiches, 3 pieces of bread and butter, a ginger cake and a bar of chocolate. This was Hari's lunch. He would eat it all by himself and he wanted to eat all the lunch himself. He wouldn't offer anything to anyone because he's a person who don't want to share. He doesn't want to share his lunch to anyone. So that's why he would not offer anything to anyone. Just as he was beginning on the eggs, he heard a hoarse voice near him. "Good morning. I'm so pleased to meet a boy like you." Hari turned around and stared in fright. Whatever do you think he saw? As Hari was going to eat the eggs, he heard a voice, a hoarse voice. "Good morning," someone called him. Someone wished him good morning, and "I'm so pleased." And someone says that he was pleased to meet a boy like Hari. And then Hari turned around and stared in fright, and he was in a horror, and he gazed. Whatever do you think he saw? What do you think? What do you think that? What does Hari see? Hari saw a monster crab walking sideways out of the pool. Harry saw a monster crab walking sideways out of the pool. His eyes were on the ends of short stalks and he looked most queer. And the crab looks strange. Queer means strange because his eyes were on the ends of short supporting things. Stalks means supporting. He held out his front claw to Harry. Harry put out his hand to shake the crab's claw, but to his surprise and anger, the crab opened his pincers and nipped his hand so hard that the little boy yelled. As Harry put out his hand to shake him, but the crab's claw, in a surprise and anger, the crab opened his pincers, opened his mouth and nipped means bite his hand so hard that the little boy Harry yelled. He tried to yell. Here you can see that the boy is Harry. This is Harry and that the monster crab who bite Harry's hand so hard, and Harry yelled in pain. And then, "Oh, here is my good cousin," said the crab pleasantly. And in a pleasant manner, the crab said that there is his good cousin. You can see the good cousin of the monster crab. And to Harry's horror, and Harry is in a horror, he saw a large sandy lobster, a sea animal. Lobster is a sea animal, crawling heavily out of the pool, who is coming in front of the Harry. Before the little boy could stop him, the lobster took his hand in his great pincer-like claws and pinched it so hard that Harry yelled in pain. And then the boy, who wanted to escape and could stop the lobster, took his hand, and then the lobster took his hand in his great pincers and like claws and pinched it and bite it, and in a pain Harry yelled. Then he stared at the pool in surprise, for out came sandy-colored shrimps and prawns, more crabs and another large lobster, and they pricked Harry till he was soon black and blue with their pinching. And then Harry gazed at the pool in the surprise, where he saw many sea creatures like shrimps, prawns, crabs, another large lobster, and all these were coming to Harry, where they pricked Harry till he was soon black and blue with their pinching, and all they were pinching Harry until Harry become black and blue with their pinching. "Don't you like it?" said all the creatures in surprise. And then after pinching Harry, all the creatures said in a surprised voice, if you don't like these, why, we were told you would like to see us because you were a champion pincher and pricker yourself. Come, join in the fun." And they said again, and they asked, "You are that he loved to pinch others, so that's why he is one of them, because he is a champion pincher and pricker yourself." So all the creature wanted to him that he join in the fun. Next, Harry leapt to his feet. Harry jumped and cried loudly, and then he crouched. His lunch rolled into the pool, and when the crabs and lobsters saw it, they ran to it and began to feast eagerly. As Harry jumped high, his lunch rolled down in the pool, and looking at the lunch, crabs and lobsters ran to have it, and they began to feast eagerly. They were pleased with the heavy lunch. Harry saw that they had forgotten him for a time, and he turned and ran for his life, tears streaming down his cheeks. When they were having lunch, Hari saw that they had forgotten about Hari, and he turned and ran for his life, and tears rolled on his cheeks. They only did to me what I keep doing to the other children, he thought. And Hari thought that they did only those things what he did to others. But how it hurts, and how I hated those crabs and lobsters. I suppose the other children hate me too. Well, I jolly well shall not pinch or prick any more. And then Hari realized that as he hated the crabs and lobsters, the other children hated too, because he always pinch or prick the children. But now he felt that in future he will never pinch or prick anymore. He will become a good boy and never pinch or prick anyone. So here is the moral of this story is that as you sow, so shall you reap. It means as you do, you will get the same result. Then there are new words for you. Bruise, it means injury by blow to body, and horrid means terrible. Horse, rough and deep sounding. Pincer means gripping tool. Stalk means main stem, and nipped means pincher. These are new words, and you have to learn these words and apply in your daily conversations. Next is the reading is fun. Now that you have read and understood the lesson, can you answer these questions? You can put a right mark on the right answer. So are you ready for giving the answers? Okay, question number 1. Why did all the children hate Hari? What was the reason for hating? Because he could not talk to anyone. Is it the right answer? No. Because he always pinched them. Is it the right answer? Or because he loved stealing their food? What will be the right answer for that? The right answer is that because he always pinched them. Question number 2. Nobody took Hari's hand. Nobody went near him. Nobody played with him. This shows that Hari had, it means option 1, many friends, few friends, or no friends. What does it mean? It means Hari has no friends. Option number 3. Question number 3. Which of the following actions would make a friendly person? Write them down. Number 1 is respecting other people or eating a small child's tiffin. Next one is calling people rude names. Next, pushing a smaller boy and making him cry. Being helpful to everyone. Helping your classmates in school. Mocking at friends and hurting their feelings. Protecting a weaker person. Actions which would make you a friendly person. Write down the correct things which would make a friendly person. In the first, we should write respecting other person. Then we should write, what should we write next one? Is it being helpful to everyone, and then helping your classmates in school, and the last one is protecting a weaker person. These are the things which would make a friendly person. We will continue the exercise in the next video. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you like it and you understand all the things in this poem and this chapter. being a good person. Thank you.